Did you know that you cannot give pregnant women malaria drugs? I feel like medicine would be a lot easier if humans were see through. But apparently, this is the most racist country in the world. Hi, guys. So, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And by the way, this is going to be practically a yap session because I just feel like I have so much information in my head that I need to spill out. So we're just going to go to the deets of the video. And I'm so hungry, but I haven't made my meal plan yet. So the only thing that I've been surviving on basically is chin chin. Yeah. Okay, and my iPhone is about to go out of storage, so I have, let's say, max 5 minutes to get everything out of my system before I can't edit this and post it. So let's go. So it's been a day since I moved here. I came, okay, no, I moved since I landed in Budapest. So I came yesterday and I sorted everything out, arranged the whole room yesterday, and today I had the opportunity of going to church and just see some friends and get some stuff sorted out. So I just wanted to say a few things about everything that I learned and basically just tell you everything that happened today. So on that note, okay, so first of all, I've really appreciated the whole 80/20 rule. That's like I actually don't know what the 80/20 rule is, but from what I can deduce, I think it's basically out of 100% of your effort, like 20% of the effort that you put in might be what's actually generating the results. Okay, maybe there are different 80/20 rules. Like when you're talking about fitness and everything, so like the 80/20 rule is like 80% of the time you are eating healthy, working out, and then 20% of the time you're having ice cream or just rewarding yourself basically. Okay, so that applies here also. So 80% of the time I was learning how to vlog and just passively trying to gather some film knowledge to be able to start this channel and actually make something worth people's time. But I found out that it was 20% of that time that I actually was able to get results, like learn something that I could use. Okay, maybe I'm just talking too much, but basically, the last minute thing counts. I used to be someone that didn't like reading for exams last minute, but the I can safely say that the only reason why I passed Semmelweis was reading last minute. Like I literally read the morning of my interview, and everything I read that morning was what came out. Like 5 or 6 oral questions. I was able to explain everything, and there was even one really long word. I can't remember now. I can't remember what the word was, but I read that word the minute before my interview and I said the whole thing to the professor, which is something that you ordinarily wouldn't expect a student to hold in their long-term memory. So it looked like I had a pretty good long-term memory, but I just read last minute. So yeah, 20 last minute counts, 80/20 rule. Remember that. Okay, and next so I've been having this problem recently, like I don't, okay, let me not say it's a problem as if I have a problem. I don't have a problem. I think everybody goes through this, but sometimes I forget stuff. And I recently found out that, not recently, I knew this. If if you forgot something while you were in a particular line of thought, right? So let's say you started thinking about apples and then you ended at a tree, but you forgot that you were thinking about the tree. All you need to do is to start again from where your line of thought started, which was at apples. Then along the line, you'll eventually remember that you were thinking about a tree or you got to the point of a tree. So basically, if you ever forget anything, just start from the beginning of your line of thoughts. And sometimes, it doesn't work all the time, but most times you will be able to remember whatever you're looking for if you just start at the beginning. And this can also help in exams. If you remember, because like if you remember, and I think this is also like a way our brain works, because that's why mind maps are useful, because your brain tends to branch things together and link ideas together. So when you're thinking about a particular idea or when you're studying a particular material, there are ideas related to that material that are mapped in your mind. So in the exam, you see a question and you feel like you've forgotten the particular answer. If you just remember the related topics that are related, you will be able to sometimes remember what the actual answer is. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but if you've made it to this point, you are a believer. Okay. And I just want to really emphasize on how grateful I am for the 1 year pre-med I did in Depperson, because I used to be someone that didn't want to waste time at all, because already in my mind medicine is such a long course, and I know it's a long course, so there is nothing that I want that will elongate this period. I just wanted it to be 6 years and I'm done. But now that I did a foundation, I realized there are lots of things that I didn't know. There are lots of things that I still don't know because I haven't started medical school. But that year was so helpful because one, I was able to experience living with people and discover that I'm not the type of person that likes living with people. So it wasn't a question of, oh, just manage. I mean, in future, if I am not able to afford to live alone, but I believe God will, by His grace and by the grace of this YouTube channel, help me to always afford a studio or a 1 bedroom. But yeah, even if, okay, it comes to the point where I can't afford to live alone, yeah, I can manage. But if I can afford it, I know I'm going to live alone because I cannot live with people. As of now, my mindset now is I can't live with people. Yes, so it helped me discover that. I don't know why my eye is itchy. I don't know. I think my sunscreen got into my eye. It's SPF 30. If you know what this means, please tell me, because I don't know why SPF has numbers. Anyways, so yes, it helped me know that I'm not a people person and I wouldn't want to be a people person anytime in the future. And it also helped me move out of my old apartment and into my new apartment and settle down even before medical school, because I came late in freshman and there's just a whole lot of things surrounding my freshman experience. So lots of things that I'm not personally happy about, but that happened either way. So yeah, it helped me overcome a lot of these things and also know how the transportation system in Hungary works, so I can comfortably say I can find my way when I'm lost in Budapest with no internet and a dead phone. I can comfortably find my way back home, because that's exactly what I did today. But yeah, it helped me know the transportation system basically, and it's lots of things like information, like even knowing about Semmelweis, because I I literally found out about Semmelweis in um in pre-med. So imagine if I was in first year, and I just feel like it's still possible to move in your second year, but I just feel like it was a very seamless transition because I hadn't started medicine and I was just, so yeah, it changed my perspective totally on the idea of having a preparatory year, like a whole year for preparation, or even if it's 6 months like BMC2. it can be very helpful because you can underestimate how much you know and how much you need to know, because there's quite a number of things that you need to know, and it's not good to overestimate that. So I pray that spirit of always wanting to rush things and always wanting a straight path has left me personally, and I have embraced the spirit of wanting to be prepared for whatever I will encounter in the future. Yes. So I've also been thinking a lot about why I want to start a YouTube channel and why I want to do a lot of things. So you probably know, if you're a med student watching this, even if you're not, you probably know med school. So my phone went off, so I don't know how many minutes I have, but I'm going to try and rush as much as possible. I really need a lot more storage than I have. So yeah, preparation is not a joke. Okay, so med school bro, we all know that guy. I like to see him as someone who likes to look behind. Not a lot of people have that quality of looking behind. Some people get so overwhelmed with what they're currently facing that, oh, they just want to look ahead, look forward, look for what's coming. But some people like med school bro, Dr. Mike, and all the other medical school creators, doctors, surgeons on the internet who actually take out the time to make these medical content, and people that write textbooks, people that um, teach, people that do lectures, basically people that, not even just in medical school, in general, anyone that has the time to look behind them to see, oh, there's people, I was in first year last year, now I'm in second year, there's people still in first year, maybe I have something that I can offer them. People like that have a special quality. You can call it the quality to, or the quality of teaching, or a gift, whatever it is. People have it, and that's something I've particularly tried to notice this few days. So I don't particularly like to teach, but I think YouTube might just be my way of looking back at people that are coming behind me, people that aren't even in med school yet. And I think it's just a very unique quality to be able to produce something like doing YouTube or writing a textbook or making any type of material just to help people that aren't at the level that you're in. And I think it's very thoughtful. I think it's something that everybody should have, and it's a lovely character. Okay. Um I also learned that there's this thing called AMO, which is like a it's probably, I haven't done my research. Do not take my word at, what's the saying again? Do not take me for my word. But there's this thing called AMO opportunities. I've been receiving mails from them recently. They're not sponsoring me, so I'm sad that I've just said their name, but they help international medical graduates or medical students find rotations and electives in the US, and I think in other parts of the world, or even in the UK. But apparently the tuition on that platform, like the tuition that you have to pay the hospital for doing your internship or program, can be expensive. So do your research and do not take me for my word. Also, did you know that you cannot give pregnant women malaria drugs? You cannot do that. If you are a doctor watching this, if you're a medical student watching this, don't do that. Apparently, also haven't done my research, but it's most often leads to cases of disability and the birth of so-called imbeciles. So please just let her suffer through the malaria. It will get out of her system eventually, I think. But yeah, don't do it. And one thing that really surprised me Um, of recent, I don't really know how rampant racism is in Budapest or Hungary, but apparently this is the most racist country in the world. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know why, but apparently it is. And someone told me this story of a woman who went to the hospital with a completely, I think she had a shoulder problem or something, and then she saw the doctor and he treated her for a completely different reason or a completely different disease than she had. He was treating her for tuberculosis, and while she was in the waiting room, she overheard them talking about, oh, that why do you want to finish this woman's money? You're treating her for tuberculosis. Nowhere in her test results, nowhere in her blood work shows that she has tuberculosis. And it was just a very interesting story. It's like, wow, these guys actually have the capacity to be racist. I mean, everybody has the capacity to be racist, but when you hear these stories and see it for yourself, it becomes very tangible. Another thing I learned today is the imaging the imaging tools in medicine. I feel like medicine would be a lot easier if humans were see-through, if humans were transparent. Yes, it would, because I learned that there is a different, obviously, I mean, like, I knew this to some degree, but I got a confirmation that there is a particular degree of clarity or precision that different imaging techniques have. So you have CTs, MRIs, X-rays, ultrasounds. So ultrasounds usually for the abdomen, that's where you see them most, where you see the image most clearly and understandably. So you usually, and it's mostly for pregnant women. So ultrasounds, I think, have the least amount of clarity. Then I think MRIs, and then CT. Then I'm not sure of the order. Haven't done my research. I keep repeating this. This is just vague stuff that I learned today. But yes, X-rays. I think X-rays are for bones too. Yeah, are for bones. But medicine would be a lot easier if we were all walking water bottles, transparent. I see all your organs, from your heart to your kidney to your intestines, everything. It would be a lot easier. And also, I don't think then I'd have to study anatomy. So maybe it's something that God should consider, making humans transparent. Okay. Then the concept of visas is something that's always like worried and stressed me out, because what do you mean I can't travel to any country that I want whenever I want? What do you mean I have to apply and then hope that they accept me? Also, with this Nigerian passport here, not helping anybody. But like, why? And then you get a UK visa and you're pressured to go to the UK twice because you pay so much money for a visa that lasts 6 months, and then you feel like, oh, I really have to use this visa, and you end up going to the UK twice in 6 months when maybe there wasn't really an urgent need. You just wanted to use your visa. Why do people do drugs? Why is there immigration? Why is there customs? Like, why can't human beings just be good? And I know I'm just talking about the idealistic world where nobody does wrong and everybody's just a good citizen, good doer. But unfortunately, this is the real world and we need immigration. Also, a tip: if you ever do start living alone, get a YouTube channel. Like, there's no one here, but like, I feel like I'm talking to my roommate. We're roomies. Okay, I might be going crazy. I'm not going crazy. I'm not. But yeah, if you live alone, get a YouTube channel. This is your sign. I don't know what you're waiting for. Okay, if you've been loving the video and loving this yap session so far, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below, or it's down there somewhere, I'm sure. Anyways, I'm going to talk about technicum, or it's not like polytechnic, but it's a technical college here in Hungary. So apparently they have these technical colleges where you can actually go to school in a directed path. It's not high school, so they don't teach you biology and chemistry, right? But it's a pathway that you can go to becoming a nurse or even a doctor. Here's the gist. Apparently, the Hungarian system is in need of nurses, and the nursing department is lacking. So these technical colleges actually help to drive people unintentionally into nursing because they don't teach you biology, they don't teach you um, chemistry. So you would, but they do more. It's like a practical thing. So you do more of it's a nursing school based. Okay, no, there are different types, right? So there's one for nursing. So that technical college for nursing is a very practical nursing school. So you learn how to be a nurse. So when people do that, it's very attractive because I think they start paying you. So it's not like uni where you're paying tuition. I think they pay you, and so that's what basically convinces people to come into these technical colleges. But then when you're leaving, you're not having a high school certificate. You didn't do biology and chemistry, so it becomes harder for you to get into the university, and it becomes harder for you to um get into medicine. So then you're forced, not really forced because you can go ahead and do high school again if you want, but most people don't want that. So you're forced to go straight into what you were trained to do in the line. So if you went to a nursing technical college, you would most likely have to start working as a nurse. I don't know. I think I'm getting this mixed up because you don't start working as a nurse after high school, but um something like that. Do your research. I'm just telling you what I learned today. So yeah, that's the gist. And the final thing I will say this evening, artisans make a lot of money apparently. Apparently a plumber can make up to 4,800 euros a month. I don't know how he's making that much, but um in Hungary, some blue collar jobs make more money um than white collar jobs. And it's interesting really because I think, let me not generalize it and say everybody, but most people go into jobs wanting a particular vision of how much they're going to be making. So I'm going to say that we each choose our jobs based on how much money we want to make to some extent. So it's very interesting, like, because obviously it's counterintuitive because white collar jobs need more qualifications, but it's interesting. So that'll be all this evening. Thank you for watching this, what, 30-20 minute long video. Subscribe to my channel, and what else? Yeah, bye.